Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. So in this video I'll be doing something slightly different. I'll be doing a garden renovation. So this is actually my own front garden. At the moment it's an absolute state and it's quite embarrassing to show how bad it's got. I had this renovated about 4 or 5 years ago. It was looking great and it has been looking great every year since. But over the last 6 months or so I've been really busy with work and I've got a toddler to look after as well. So this has really been neglected. So there's plenty of weeds for me to remove, mainly dandelions. You can see here loads and loads of dandelions have been coming up, just been self-seeding. I'm near a big park and they always kind of blow in. There's also lots of dandelions in this rough grass area that I have with self-seeds as well. The main beds themselves, these are, at this time of year, it's really just roses. There is a few bedding plants that are left over previous years. So yeah, I had some winter kale. Some of these have died off. Some of them are looking good. And other ones are actually in full bloom right now and are looking really quite nice. But I'll probably need to remove most of the existing plants to get all the weeds out. There's also a lot of very small annual weeds as well, such as hairy bittercress, things like that, which should be quite easy to remove. The dandelion's a bit trickier, but I've got a fork, so that should be easy enough. What I'll be doing then is I'll go into more detail later, but I'll be renovating the bed with some compost and giving them a nice mulch. First thing I'm going to tackle though is the long grass at the back here. What I really need to do here is I need to trim this down back to a level. I haven't finally decided what I'm going to do with this section. I don't think I'll keep it as lawn. I just trim it a couple of times a year just to keep it in check. I let the wildflowers come through in spring, but otherwise I don't really do much with this area. So I'm just going to trim this flat. I'm going to trim the hedge as well just to neaten it up. And then we'll look at the beds, which will be the main focus of this video. So that's the grass now trimmed, the hedge is now neatened up again. It's still a work in progress, this hedge. When I first moved to the house, it was almost completely bare. There was very little greenery on it and it was really undulating a lot. I've now managed to thicken it up nicely, just 1 or 2 spots are still a little bit sparse, but generally it's getting nice and thick like you can see here. Now, it's also a bit undulating as well. I need to slowly get it back into a nice straight hedge, but it's just about there now. I'm quite happy with it. I'm just going to keep that step down at the end and then get this section up here, they come up a bit taller, and try and pull this bit down a bit more and get it nice and neat. So that's trimmed, hedge now cut. What I'm going to do now is focus on the beds. So before I do the beds, I'm going to remove a lot of the dead material. We've got some honesty seeds here, which can be taken away. I often leave them just for a bit of winter interest over the winter time. We've also got some lily canes as well, some old stalks from the lily flowers, they need to be taken out. And then I'm going to focus on the beds. So as I say, mainly dandelions in the beds. I'm just going to have to go through my fork, try and get all the taproot out. If I don't get out the whole taproot, what's going to happen is it's just going to come straight back again. So very important that I spend quite a lot of time today just getting all the taproots out of these dandelions. Otherwise, we're just going to be inundated with them. So I'll just go ahead with this now, do a time lapse of that. What I'll also be doing is I'll be transplanting some of these plants down here. So as you can see, alongside the dandelions, we do have some nicer plants. We have some rose campions, which have been self-seeding. These do tend to take over a little bit too much. I've let 1 or 2 plants flower over the years, and as you can see, there's a sea of them. I did actually take out a lot more than this last autumn, but the smaller ones stayed behind. You can see they've really taken off. So I'll be taking these out, but I'll be transplanting them elsewhere in the garden because the flowers do look really nice. I do like the show that they put on, but they're just not suitable with this planting scheme that I have. So the only plants that will be remaining really are the rose shrubs and also these green leaves here, which is the crocuses. So I've underplanted all the roses with crocuses, so they will be staying, but everything else will be cleared, and then we can go on to soil renovation and really bringing this back to a nice appearance. So originally this was mulched with bark and wood chips. You can see there's a little bit left now. That worked great for about 3 or 4 years. It had a really deep layer, and that provided lots of weed suppression. Didn't have any weeds really coming through for a long time, didn't have to do much maintenance on it. But now it's come to the level where there's just not enough of them to create that good barrier. So it's in between now. So I'm going to have to transform into a different mode of weed suppression. Instead of having a mulch of wood chips, I'm just going to go for a mulch of compost, and then I'm just going to go with regular hoeing to keep the weeds under control. So as you can see, that's the beds now all done. They're fairly clear of weeds. There's maybe one or two very small weeds, but most of them will be killed when I dig over the rest of the site and when I cover it with mulch. So the soil as it is at the moment, you can see there's quite a lot of wood chip left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rake off any of the excess wood chip. Now if there's a little bit left over, it's not a big problem. It's just going to rot down and become compost in the soil. But I just want to get rid of the majority of it, or any really large pieces, just so it looks nicer. Because when I give it a nice mulch of compost, if any wood pokes through, it's just not going to be as nice looking. So that's why I want to get rid of that. I've also got a broken slate here. I've just put this here temporarily for now, just so the compost doesn't spill onto the edge of the path. Ideally, the soil should be closer to the height of the planks. It will raise quite a lot when I add the mulch, and also when I dig over the soil as well. So I'll give you a closer look at the soil now, and I'll talk to you a bit about what I'm going to be doing to enrich the soil. But generally it's quite rich already, because I did give it a really good digging over when I first set up this bed. So I'll now give you a closer look at the soil. So to say, the soil here is quite good. I'll just dig it over there so you can have a better look. So the first foot or so, it's very dark, it's rich, nice and crumbly. Now it's a very sandy soil. Originally this was a very poor soil that I had here. I had to really go and enrich it an awful lot. I'll show you now some pictures or clips of what it looked like before I redid this garden, and also what the soil condition was like, because it was really not very good. It had been a lawn for years and years, probably for as long as the house has been here, so about 50, 60 years. And it was just really in bad condition, so it really needs a lot of nutrients added. When it comes to the soil itself, the soil here is absolutely atrocious. I can show you here, there's basically no organic matter. It's also really dry. It's a dry, sandy loam soil, and it just doesn't hold any moisture, and it's just like dust. You can see there, it's just really poor soil. So I need to do an awful lot to improve this soil. So I added lots of compost, lots of fertiliser, and that's why the top layer of the soil now is nice and rich. And as the wood chips and shredded leaves have been rotting down, that I had as a mulch for over the years, that has been breaking down as well to provide a bit of organic matter. So the top layer, as I say, really beautiful soil, very nice indeed. Further down, you can see there's some slightly lighter coloured soil. That's more like some of the original subsoil, but still, it's still very nice. Very sandy though. So that's my main problem at the moment, is the very dry, sandy soil. We tend to get quite dry weather here in North Scotland, especially in the beginning of summer, and so it dries out very quickly. So I'm going to add a lot of organic matter. So I'll show you what I'll be adding to improve the soil. So this is what I'll be using to rinse the soil. Basically, there's a couple of reasons why I want to use this. One is it's the cheapest soil improver I can get my hands on. This was about £4.50 a bag. And second, it's really high in organic matter, so it's just basically pure organic matter. It's naturally peat-free, which is also nice. And being well-rotted manure, there's going to be a lot of nutrients and manures in there for the plants. It will also act a bit like a fertiliser and add a lot of nutrition to the soil. So it's going to help add organic matter, which will help the moisture content of the soil and help it stay damp for longer. But it's also got that nutrient, so it'll feed it for the whole summer. So this is what I'll be using. I'll be using it to dig into the bed, just gently forking it in. The soil's already in good condition. I don't need to get loads of organic matter back into it, but just to add to it, make sure it's topped up. And then I'm just going to be using it as a mulch as well to cover the soil. And this will be sterile. It shouldn't let anything grow through. Also being quite a rich compost additive, as it is rotted manure, it means that seedlings aren't going to grow very easily on it. Now this is well rotted manure, you can see it's just like compost. This is absolutely fine to use around plants. If you have fresh manure, you need to make sure it rots down, or you put it in winter when the plants aren't active, otherwise you can't easily burn your plants because there'll be too much feed in it. But this will be absolutely fine, it's already well rotted. So I'm going to put a thin layer of bloodfish and bone down as well, just to make sure everything's really well fed. And then I'm going to cover the soil with this, dig it all in, and then I'm just going to mulch the soil again with this as well. So that's all I'm doing to improve the soil, and I'll just give a really nice appearance to the bed at the end. As you can see, that's the beds now all fully mulched, so that's all the weeds removed, the mulch put on top. It's looking nice and neat now. What I need to do now is I need to plant it all up, but I'll leave that for another video. So what I'll do now is I'll leave the video here. I'll make another video in a few weeks' time, and that'll be planting this all up with bedding plants. I've also got my pots over here which I haven't touched, so they'll need tidying up and planting as well. So that's all for this part one of the tidy up and makeover video. I'll see you guys in a few weeks' time when I get it all planted up and looking finally finished.